Let's kick it off with this Moray.
Hmm, yeah. Hmm, yeah. Hmm, yeah. Yeah. Since it's just the time with a kickstand, thinking of a plan to get quick bands, falling in deep with the quicksand. Flag on my ass, no quick brand. I was packing on the pound, got my weight up. Hot beef in the streets, had to stay up. Betty Crocker showed me how to bake a cake, bro. Doing that, put everything I love at stake, bro. Since it's just the time with a kickstand, thinking of a plan to get quick bands, falling in deep with the quicksand. Flag on my ass, no quick brand. I was packing on the pound, got my weight up. Hot beef in the streets, had to stay up. Betty Crocker showed me how to bake a cake, bro. Doing that, put everything I love at stake, bro. Back in the day, man, a nigga had ripped jeans. Couldn't afford a new pair, I had broke seams. Couldn't think about the money, I had broke dreams. Outfit was the match of a crack fiend. I was trying to be fly, couldn't take off. Clothes falling on my ass, lost weight, dog. No jacket in the winter, had to shake, dog. Then I said, fuck it, cause something gon' have to shake, dog. Then my nigga Bobby put me on a quick lick. Wasn't alive, but enough for a quick fix. Interception, I was stealing, caught me a big six. And it's no bitch and roll, bitch, it was brick dick. Never killed, I ain't gonna lie, I was tempted. He was a target, but he lucky that I missed it. I was always fucking up, was a misfit. My opportunity was knocking and I missed it. Young when I hopped off the stoop, 2 doors where I floor if I hop in the coupe. Too sore from a war where I couldn't lose. Got scars and bruises, man, I got the proof. Resemble you still, cause I got the juice. You think you Tupac, let all my ass loose. Step in on next with my Timberland boots. I'm planning, I'm stable, I'm growing in roots. Since it's just the time with a kickstand, thinking of a plan to get quick bands, falling in deep with the quicksand. Flag on my ass, no quick brand. I was packing on the pound, got my weight up. Hot beef in the streets, had to stay up. Betty Crocker showed me how to bake a cake, bro. Doing that, put everything I love at stake, bro. Since it's just the time with a kickstand, thinking of a plan to get quick bands, falling in deep with the quicksand. Flag on my ass, no quick brand. I was packing on the pound, got my weight up. Hot beef in the streets, had to stay up. Betty Crocker showed me how to bake a cake, bro. Doing that, put everything I love at stake, bro. I remember chilling at one of my little bitch crib, by the foot, by the nut, man, cause what the fixins. A nigga came through, he was all on some bitch shit. Didn't know I was rolling, my hand was so gifted. Boy, how me top had to get him a mix quick. Couple knocks made him drop like he drunk and relifted. Fought another nigga after I thought was some kinship. Throwing up both of our sets was ended the friendship. Get respect at the neck, my nigga didn't back down. Had him standing up, then he ended the back down. His hands in my life, now they ended up flat now. Flat like a wing, let's see if he flat now. Had enough, it was tough when it lasted for 1 round. KD on the bench, equipped with the tray pound. Made him run, it was funny, was scared of the gun sound. Made him shit, he a bitch by the car, he would duck down. I ain't got no time for the fakes. The phonies, jabronis, the ops or the jakes. My homies, the only who come past the gate. I'm whacking the weeds, cutting hands off of snakes. I'm hungry, I'm eating right off of your plate. I won't eat, I'm on it, it's my fault to take. I'm stagnant, I'm magnet, I'm staying in place. The reason I'm popping is all up for hate. Since it's just the time with a kickstand, thinking of a plan to get quick bands, falling in deep with the quicksand. Flag on my ass, no quick brand. I was packing on the pound, got my weight up. Hot beef in the streets, had to stay up. Betty Crocker showed me how to bake a cake, bro. Doing that, put everything I love at stake, bro. Since it's just the time with a kickstand, thinking of a plan to get quick bands, falling in deep with the quicksand. Flag on my ass, no quick brand. I was packing on the pound, got my weight up. Hot beef in the streets, had to stay up. Betty Crocker showed me how to bake a cake, bro. Doing that, put everything I love at stake, bro.
So, the reason that I chose to start the show off with that cut there is because after the King Von shooting, I told myself that I wasn't going to listen to hip hop anymore. And I thought I was going to be able to stick by that. But after hearing that song, and that song came across out of the blue. I don't know how I ended up listening to that song, but when I heard it, the melody to the song really stuck with me. And I was like, damn, that sounds like a hit. Like I really can hear that on the radio, in the next 6 to 7 months. So, that's the reason I chose that for, start the show off with. Tonight, we're going to have a guest on the show, a good friend of mine. I've been knowing this brother for a long time, Zan Surratt. He's going to give us a little insight on the rap game right now, because things are looking bad right now. How's my audio out there? If you're out there watching, how's my audio? Someone in the comment section. Let me get a one. If you can hear me good and my audio's good, let me know. How we looking? Or how we sounding, should I say. I'm gonna take that as we looking good. We looking good. But yeah, over the last couple of months, there's been a lot of violence in hip hop. Initially, hip hop wasn't set out to be a violent sport. The way that hip hop is going right now is kind of like, are you uh, wanting to engage in that type of field where you're going to have people that are basically going to be, signing up for blood sport? That the way that hip hop is going, basically today. Let me see if I can get my man on the line here. Because I need a little bit of insight. Maybe my vision is clouded. Maybe I don't actually know exactly what I'm looking at. So let me see if I can get a little bit more insight onto exactly what's going on in the rap game right now. What exactly we're looking at when we see basically a bloodbath going on. Are you out there, Mr. Surratt? How you doing today, brother? Not too much, not too much. I'm looking at the hip hop arena right now, the rap arena, should I say? There's a lot going on, man. We seeing a lot of bodies being basically laid out in the street. It's getting to the point now to where we're almost to the point where we're going to end up seeing somebody basically get shot. Well, we've seen someone get shot on camera like it was nothing, but just the things are getting a little more brazen now. And the reason that I wanted to talk with you about this because you introduced me to hip hop, and I want to say it may have been maybe 86 or 87. I was uh I was mostly into uh Parliament Funkadelic because my father didn't listen to rap. He listened to mostly Otis Redding and things like that. So the hip hop was new to me. I had never heard it before. Okay. And you introduced me to hip hop through the song If You Want It, You Got It. Do you remember? And introducing me to that song, not you didn't let me hear the song. You actually rapped the whole verse. We were in the gymnasium at Newell Elementary, and you rapped the whole verse. It blew my mind. I was like, wow, that sounded so cool. I had never heard nothing like that. So coming from someone who's been following hip hop for that long, and to see it go from a fun type of genre of music to where it is now, what do you take from that? Let me ask you this: everyone that comes from the next generation always says, you guys in that generation, you didn't do this, so that's why we doing it like this now. Is that a weak focal point for everybody to keep doing that? Recently we had a little bit of a battle between Bone Thugs and Harmony and the Migos. They were saying that all they doing is talking about doing drugs and selling drugs. And 21 Savage made a good comment when he said, well, you guys talked about selling drugs, we talking about doing drugs. Ain't neither one of us know better. So is that a weak arguing point? Right. Sure. Now check this out. I'm pretty sure you being an artist and you've had enough experience, but give us the difference between being somewhere where you're hearing live instruments versus music being played over like a CD player or like a you know what I mean? Like when you somewhere you got live instruments being played versus a recording. So it's electric. Right. It's an electric feeling. The reason why I asked that is because it's almost and I hate to say this like this, but it's almost like we're watching the the crack babies, you know what I'm saying, take over hip hop. And basically they're addicted to an artificial form of music, which is that boom boom pap that's coming off of the beat machine. So when you're getting that music, that synthesized, that electrical feeling from live music, that void from that is not there when they're creating the music. So it's almost like they're creating deaf music for each other. It- and it's funny that it's going on like that. I mean, the song that I explained to you earlier, if you want it, then you got it. That was a party song. We walked from music like that into, talking about the women and stuff like that. But, and Lord Jamar made a real good point when he was on the Vlad TV show one time. He said he came from the hood, he came from the projects, and he doesn't necessarily have to. rap about those necessarily carrying drugs and toting guns, even though that was the things that he was doing in the neighborhood that he lived in. But he found it in his mind to make music that had nothing to do with that. You know what I'm saying? So give me why we have a Mo 3, right? Shot. Okay. Mo 3 shot. We have FBG shot. Okay. We have King Von shot. Okay. We got Pop Smoke shot. We have Nipsey Hussle shot. So if the music is supposed to be created for us to find love and venues out of the neighborhoods that we're coming from, how do we have a list like of brothers that supposedly they're saying producing for the neighborhood when they're creating the music that they're creating, which is most of the names that I just named, if we're going to be brutally honest, they're making music that is uh, degenerative. You can put sugar on top of it all you want to and say, well, man, this song right here on this song, yeah, I know it. That's one song. But most of these songs and most of these artists are making songs that are creating more of the behavior that is causing a list like this of brothers that are being, being slain in the street. Okay. When it comes to the Quando Rondo and the King Von situation, in your eyes, was King Von in the wrong because he didn't play by the rules of engagement? Or was Quando Rondo a bitch ass nigga for having someone in his crew shoot the man in the chest? Because hey, this is the game that we're playing. This is gangster rap that we playing. So nigga, we talking about toting guns, and if I see you, I got my fire on me, I'm gonna put it on your ass. Or was I supposed to give you the fair one? Who's right and who's wrong in this? But Zan, let me hold on. I don't mean to cut you. I don't mean to cut you off. But if I say my name is Quando Rondo, okay, and you've been talking big boy things on we all out here talking this gangster shit on these CDs, right? Now, if I'm sitting and I know you've been talking shit about me on the CD, and I've been talking shit about you on the CD, and me and you are at the same venue and we at a stalemate right now, right? You ain't engaging me, I'm not engaging you. Now, we don't know who's scared of who really, right? So if I jump out there and I have to show which basically you falling into, you know what I'm saying, a death trap when you do it. But if I have to jump out there and show the niggas that I'm with that I'm not scared of this nigga, let me approach this nigga and let me handle this nigga. Watch me do this. You see what I'm saying? And you are missing the rules of engagement, because when we're standing here at a stalemate, we're taking it from the level of entertainment, you know what I'm saying, and putting it into real life. And now when you engage me in real life, and if I'm a Quando Rondo, I'm already afraid of you because you told me what was going on your CD. You told me, you don't slack. So now I feel like I have to get you before you get me. That recipe, I feel, is being multiplied. Go ahead. I don't mean to cut you. Go ahead. Mm-hmm. Right. Got knocked off, and you don't see the pain behind that. There's a lot of desensitizing that's going on of us seeing these type of things. The situation that happened with Mo 3. Apparently, I don't know if you've heard about this one, but apparently Lil Boosie was shot behind that as well. He was shot in the leg. So, right, and to be someone that's been out there, and we all love to see you with the jury and all that, but to have all of those things, right? And over the years, we see you with that, and only to meet a demise. And some brothers, if you talk to them, they'll say, "Well, hell, hey man, I got what I got off of the people around me, and then I'd rather die, around the people that I got it from." And I respect that. No, I don't have no, ill will towards that. If you feel like, well, hey, I will go down with the ship, then more power to you. But I thought that the plan, and that the whole motive was to get the money and be able to use the money to produce for the next generation. And a lot of the money that we see is being spent is not being used to produce for the next generation. It's being spent on showing the next generation how to blow money fast. And there's not a lot being learned in it. You know what I mean? We have a lot of money that has gone through entertainers' hands. Uh, would you say that the rapper has a stronger pull on the public, or athletes? Mm, you've never really seen most of the time you see rappers perform during basketball games. You don't really see a basketball game perform during a damn a rap concert. Uh, Let me ask you, because you mentioned Rick Ross. Uh, and I'm gonna segue into something else. But you mentioned Rick Ross and you mentioned Black Dollar. Okay. Uh, I'm pretty sure you watched the Jeezy and Gucci battle. Uh, Neither here nor there. Who do you feel like won that? Okay. So let me ask you this, because with the lineup, and I feel like Gucci Man did a good job going up against, but Young Jeezy has too many commercial songs that we've heard a lot of, and he was able to kind of stay ahead as far as how he organized his performance of music. Gucci Man music is just a little more street, and it's not really, the commercial type music that Jeezy can make. Um, that being said, the songs that Jeezy played, I feel like most of the songs that he played was probably the best that he had. Would you agree? So let me ask you this: uh, Can you actually give him uh, a can you give him a run with Ti? Do you think that he can stand up with Ti? Yeah. Okay. That that, that's pretty much. Uh, yeah. I really don't. I don't. I really don't feel like he would be able to. Uh, he wouldn't be able to last with Ti. I just don't feel like he would be able to.
That's the one that should have really went. If the A, because I look at it like this, it was one for the culture for sure. You know what I'm saying? Like for sure, it was definitely a good look for trap music, and it definitely was a hell of a look for the A. Because to me, it looked from looking at it, they put that together, man. Like, come on now, everybody already feel like what I'm saying. There's some tension with us. We're gonna do a little something. We ain't gonna make it too out of line, but we're gonna make it look like it's for real. Cause they did all that tension, the whole battle, and then at the end, Jesus just like, let's do this one more time and no more, and then they drop so ice is not everything cool. Like, come on, man. Like, it don't just turn from sugar to shit that quick. You know what I'm saying?
So,
Like for
so
real.
you don't feel
Like
that his
so,
gesture, you don't feel like the gesture that they made by doing that song at the end was a good gesture for them to show people, you know, hey man, we gonna put things to the side, because me honestly, I feel as if um as if Gucci was the bigger man in the whole situation, because for you to actually go on stage with someone And at the end of it, and what it is once you clear your mind and then you're not on the drugs and stuff anymore, you're able to see things inside of a different light and inside of a different world. For him to tell the man, I appreciate you extending the olive branch to me to let me come up and perform. For him to say that, it goes to show that regardless of the fact I perform these diss songs, as me and you as two men standing here, I have to at least acknowledge the fact that I'm giving you the respect because I'm pretty sure there was a lot of money tied with them, putting that show together. You know what I mean? So,
Oh
you
yeah.
know,
Oh yeah.
he's not gonna just jump out there and say, "Hey, well, let's do the show," just because I feel like I want to stand on stage and show niggas that I'm gonna do a diss song on you because I'm gonna look like the lame. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and then even if you look at how they had the stage set up, they had the stage set up where they had the big, hole in the middle. So just in case a nigga wanted to uh, get close, they couldn't. So. Uh,
Yeah, it took a little more time. I feel you.
yeah, so
For
it's
real.
it's kind of it just makes me feel like it's good for people to see him being able to put that behind him and say, hey man, we men now, that was years ago when it happened, and we gonna move forward in the future. um with that being said, you mentioned Rick Ross a little while ago, along with Young Jeezy. They have a new cutout, and it's called Black Dollar. Have you heard that?
Mm-mm.
You haven't heard the new Black Dollar song?
Mm-mm.
Okay, this is a. I mean, it's a pretty pretty powerful song. I like it. It's pretty good. Let me see. I'm gonna play a little snippet of it real quick. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick.
You said Jeezy and Ross?
Yeah, this is new Jeezy and Ross dropped about a week ago.
Yeah.
You hear
Oh,
that?
you talking about on the recession too, bro?
Is that what this is?
All this Fendi and Gucci
Yeah,
is
yeah,
goofy.
yeah. I know what you're
LB
talking about.
Council, you tell
Yeah,
them
that's
to
on the
soon
recession
Rolex.
too.
AP ain't shit. Y'all follow. Need that. Need us. All
So is that a re-release or something?
That the actual track.
Yeah, maybe the video or something. They
Ah,
just put it out. I'm not sure, but it got it. There's I seen a lot of it being like released a day ago, a week ago when I first took notice to the song. But the question that arises off of this song is someone like a Young Jeezy to make a song like this, right? The Black Dollar. We see a lot of men get into positions where they have a lot of money. Now, Jeezy, he had an opportunity to get with Keisha Coles back in the day, and he said, he chose to decline. Um, he turned down the black woman, and now he's with he's with the Asian girl. Can you be a black man and talk black power like how he's talking on this song, and still be with someone outside of your race?
absolutely. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? Like your preferences have nothing to do with what you put into the atmosphere, really. You know what I'm saying? When you stand for something, that's what you stand for. Mind, heart, body, everything. You know what I'm saying? So like, absolutely. Absolutely. That take nothing away from none of that. You know what I'm saying? That don't take nothing away from him being a black man or none of that. You know what I'm saying? That don't restrict nothing. You feel me? Like my woman, Native American and Greek. You feel me?
Okay.
But when something ain't right with my people, damn right I'm gonna talk shit and I'm gonna stand up. You know what I'm saying? Like for real, for real. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Like, nothing stops a black man from being a black man. Nothing.
So if
Nothing.
the if the
That, that
if you have a sister that says, well, if I'm not if I'm not able to be with a black man and reap the benefits of uh supporting him and putting him to the point where he can get get a lot of money, such as a man like Jeezy, only for you to give it away to someone of another race, And if a woman says, "Well, why should I stand and support black men if they're gonna, go to another race once they, get all they need with my support?"
Right, right. I mean, and that's a choice, and in the heart of opinions. You know what I'm saying? Like, really can't fault nobody for how they feel, but they really need to look at the bigger pictures, and especially in these instances when the world is crumbling like it's crumbling, and all we got is us now. Really, you know what I'm saying? Like, the world ain't never been in the place it's been right now. Like, this world is really dependent on how every individual in the world moves. Either we gonna stop and try to help this little pandemic shit get crushed faster, or it's gonna continue. So we more dependent. So really, like, when it come down to like opinions that really can't dictate survival, then it's like that's when it need to really be looked at as the bigger picture. And sometimes it take like tragic situations of what the world going through right now for people to get out of themselves. You know what I'm saying? And look for a second, like, okay, me feeling like this, it really ain't helping nothing or hurting nothing, because if I don't want this to be with whatever, it's still gonna happen because I can't control it and stop it no how. So it's like, why hold on to some energy that you really can't do nothing with, really? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Hmm.
I mean, because it's real out here right now, man, and shit, it's
So,
either us or nothing, for real.
so back in, I think, 1998 or 99, uh, a young man by the name of Rockman. I can't remember his last name, but he introduced the thought to me that in the future, they were going to do away with the dollar, and everyone was going to have to have a chip in their arm or something like that in order to have currency. 20 years later, 21 years later, we're almost on the verge of that. Would you say
Hmm.
the 5 to 10 years, we're going to be looking at a society where we don't have that cash dollar floating around anymore?
Yep, yep, and that's why that foreign exchange stock market is blue so hard, like it's blue. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real, because it's gonna have it's gonna leave the dollar and become the strategy. That's what money about to be called, strategy.
Mm.
Because if you ain't
Okay.
set it up your pieces
Okay.
right,
I can feel.
you ain't gonna survive out here.
Okay, I can feel that. I can feel that because how much strategy do you have out here economically is basically what it all boils down to.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I can feel that.
Yes, sir.
I can definitely.
Yes, sir. So yeah, it's really about to get complicated. Cause that's even like the tap into the vaccine. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's about to be crazy. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's definitely about to be no more bread, and you got to be tapped in on what you're gonna do to survive. Cause I mean, if you look at like how it is nowadays, man, the elderly even still working to try to get the cheaper insurance. Like, the job is helping people that don't even have to work, don't want to work, but they gotta
They
work.
have to work, right?
They gotta work. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that alone lets you know how strict and like fierce life is really about to be, like, for real. So
So
yeah,
how
it's
does
about
that?
to be a strategy.
How does that, right? If hip hop is continuing through that, how does hip hop change if they take away the dollar? How do you show that you a baller and flash and hold up this paper trash money and you can't hold this money up no more in your videos no more. So how does
Hmm.
how does hip hop
Hmm.
become affected by cashless society?
It's gonna become affected because you won't be able to see all the glamour and glitz and the stuff to turn you on, and the stuff to make some people get on their grind, and it makes some people go take from that person, and it makes some people get inspired to chase a dream. You know what I'm saying? Like, now you're gonna have to realize that if they're not showing you property, businesses, and things that they own,
Hmm,
they really ain't got nothing going on.
right.
Like you're gonna have to look at the lesson now instead of the reward. It's
Right,
gonna have to be a lesson
right, right.
for real.
It's very interesting that you said that because, um, after I started to tune into hip hop, coming out of the 80s, growing up into the 90s, I would always listen to where was the lesson in the music that I was listening to because I wouldn't just listen to anything. And a lot of my music uh, was Tupac. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Um,
Mhm.
a lot of my music was a Bone Thugs and Harmony. I was trying to find what is it that these guys are expressing. That is drawing me to it. So I want to make sure I understand everything that they're talking about because I don't want to be listening to something foolish. So when you're trying to find
Right.
lessons in things, it's almost like now, uh, the lessons have disappeared to where the only lesson that is being learned now, again back to the Quando Rondo and the King Von situation, the only lesson that's being taught
Mhm.
that you better not be out here without your fire on you. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And if they have not expressed it enough on these songs, you know what I'm saying? Then obviously, then we're looking at something that's going to get worse because if you have a guy that people have basically looked at like a King Von and put him on a certain level of gangsterism, and he's ends up um you know going out the way that he did, then that means the toughest of the tough can go out. So we're probably going to end up start seeing the lesser of the tough go out more and more frequently. You know what I mean?
Right.
If
Yep.
that makes sense at all. um I ain't gonna hold you too long. Anything you want to leave the people with?
Man, stay motivated, stay loose. I mean, like chase your dreams, stay out the way, man. For real.
Dig it. I can dig it. As always, I'm
Yes,
Mr.
sir.
Burn One. This has been another episode of Word on the Street. Don't lighten up, tighten up, and we'll see you on the next one.
Off and the clock has started.